Joining me now, former roommates and current teammates from your LA Kings, Drew Doughty and Trevor Lewis. Trevor, how are you doing today?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Excellent, thank you. And how are you doing today, Drew?
Doing good. Yeah, how are you doing too, I
guess? I'm great, thanks. I want to start right off the bat, actually, since you both asked me how I'm doing. The other day, I noticed a dust bunny inside my Roomba, and it started driving me crazy. So I took the whole thing apart, removed it, and put it all back together. This is not something I would do during ordinary times. Trevor, have you found yourself doing sort of household tasks or cleaning things that you'd never think about as a result of all this downtime?
You know what? I was kind of at the beginning, and then I realized how much work staying home all day with two kids in the house is. So for most part, we were just trying to keep them busy and trying to get them to burn some energy so they can sleep good at night. And that's been pretty much a full-time job for sure.
Sounds like two full-time jobs. Drew, how about you? Anything that caught you by surprise? Any new habits or new cleanliness streaks that you're noticing?
Well, I came back home to London basically right away when they announced that we were pausing the season, and I had tons of stuff to do. The weather was changing here. It was starting to get nice, so obviously opened up the pool, got all the patio furniture out, stuff like that, and yeah, we did a bunch of just like little things that I would never pay attention to, like cleaned up my garage a bit and little things like that, but kind of in the same boat as Louis with two kids. I try to help my wife out as much as I can just because during the season it's hard for us to help when we're on the road, obviously, and stuff like that. So I think most of my focus has just been trying to help out my wife and spend more time with my kids.
Now, there's a question about Drew Doughty that I've been curious about for years. I'm going to list off some Drew Doughty facts, but then I'm going to ask Trevor Lewis the question. Drew Doughty, married on the 8th, birthday on the 8th, drafted in 2008, wears number 8 for Guelph, LA, Team Canada. Trevor, on a scale of 1 to 8, how superstitious is Drew Doughty about the number 8?
Well, I don't think Drew's most superstitious, but there seems to be kind of a coincidence. He gets married on 8/8 and all these 8s coming around. So he always calls me the superstitious one, but now I'm starting to think that he's got some secrets that we all don't know about.
Drew, are all those 8s a coincidence, or is that by design?
Well, 8's my favorite number. The wedding thing, the venue we were renting out, they only had like 2 available dates that summer. And one of the dates happened to be that 18, I think it was. So there's 3 8s.
Wow.
And so we chose that one because of the 8s, just because we only had the 2 days to choose from. Like we had our wedding on like a Wednesday or something weird. It wasn't our first choice, obviously. I'm not very superstitious. Love the number 8. It does seem that 8s are coming into my life a lot, like that. Like my house number here in London adds up to an 8. Like a lot of weird stuff like that. I'm not very superstitious, but I love the number 8. If I'm going to Vegas, I'm putting my money on 8. That's for sure.
Is Trevor superstitious? He said you call him the superstitious one?
Yeah, he's superstitious. He'll wear like if we win a game, he'll wear like the same boxers, socks, suit, tie, everything for every game, and not wash it.
I wouldn't say every game, but I'm a little superstitious.
that sounds that's a little superstitious for sure. Drew, I was watching an interview where you said,
I changed my boxers. Let's put it that way.
I watched an interview where you said you had to put all your gear on right side first, then left side. Would you call that a superstition or just a preference?
That's me, or is that Louis?
That's you.
Yeah, I do that. I would guess that's a superstition. Yeah, I mean that's one of the ones I've always kind of followed. It's just like natural though. I don't think about it in the moment, but like I just do my right and before my left, everything. I don't know. I learned that from someone when I was a kid. Like it was like Mario or something. I don't know who it was, but whoever it was, like did that, and then I adapted that when I was playing AAA as a young boy, and I just kept going with it. I have a bunch of other routine things like that too, but I'm not like extremely superstitious, I wouldn't say.
Trevor, you mentioned 2 small kids and keep them occupied. Who's a better roommate, Drew Doughty or your twins?
Well, I think my twins are more clean, and they probably help out around the house a little bit more. But no, I mean, obviously the kids. It's been a lot of fun with, just being around them all day, and you get to see a lot of the things that maybe we wouldn't see when we're on the road, and just saying funny things and stuff like that. But Drew was a good roommate. There was never a dull moment. We had a lot of laughs, and we were both very competitive. So I feel like every stupid game we played, it was always we were both trying to win, and it was always for who's cooking dinner or who's driving to the rink or whatever. So
I can't remember if it was a Kings Weekly segment or a Jumbotron segment, but I seem to recall you guys playing solo cup golf in the apartment.
Yeah,
it
we
was a
came
good
up
game.
with crazy.
Who
I don't even know how that
who
one
won
came
that more
out.
often?
It was actually Louis. I actually can admit this for the first time, but
Oh, that's the first time
Yeah.
you ever admitted something. But I think I was pretty good
Louis
at that
a better
game.
chipper, and Louis a better chipper in real golf too, but I'm a better player.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
just get to play a lot more than me.
Drew, I was told that you're a huge fan of the show Big Brother. Is that true?
Yeah.
Now, if you could trade
Yeah.
one award from your career for a win on Big Brother, would you make that trade? And I'll even let you choose which award you want to give up, whether it's a gold medal or a cup ring or a Norris Trophy win. Would you trade any of those for one win on Big Brother?
Not any of those ones. I'd maybe trade I don't know, best D-man in the OHL or something like that. But I'm not changing any. I'm not changing any of those ones from the NHL. But yeah, I would love to go on Big Brother. I think I'd win it too, but me being confident, I think.
I think you do quite well at it. Maybe that's an alternative for this summer, NHL Big Brother.
Yeah, I was actually talking to another hockey guy that's in London right now. We were wondering, is Big Brother even airing this summer, or is that canceled too?
I honestly don't know. I'd have to look into that. But Trevor, do you have a show, a reality show or a competition show that you are super into?
I used to watch Survivor a little bit, but I don't think I watch too much reality shows. We've been watching all kinds of Netflix shows and stuff like that, but I don't think any of them are reality. But Survivor was probably the one I was into the most.
All right, if the entire current Kings roster was on Survivor, who's the first one voted off the island first?
Probably Austin Wagner, because he talks so much.
Oh, it's for sure him. For sure.
And who winds up winning?
Who winds up winning? I'm going to say myself.
Okay.
I would rather get Louis out of the competition than win it myself, so he would not
Yeah,
win.
I think me and Drew would just have a battle of who could get each other off first.
You guys wouldn't form an alliance?
Oh, maybe we
No,
would. And then backstab each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Trevor, you mentioned that you've been watching a lot of Netflix shows. If you could insert yourself into one show that you've been watching recently, what show would it be?
Man, I don't know well, not Netflix, but I watched the Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, and I'm really sad that one was over, because that was awesome. Me and my wife would watch that every Sunday, and it was pretty cool to learn all about him and his story and stuff like that.
Drew, were you watching The Last Dance?
Oh yeah, that's sports shows and stuff like that. I'm not big. I'll watch a few Netflix shows here and there because my wife doesn't want to watch sports all the time, but I'm mostly just a sports watcher guy. So I absolutely love sports documentaries, like all the 30 for 30s. I watch all those many times. I love that.
If there was a one NHL player or a franchise that you'd like to see a 10-part documentary the way they did The Last Dance on, is there one that leaps to mind?
I mean, it'd be cool if they did one on us and our 2 championship wins, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah,
Gretzky or Mario Lemieux or something like that, I think.
Yeah, Gretzky would be for me for sure.
All right, we're going to play a little. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, or even like Tiger Woods would be a cool one too.
Especially with that Masters win coming back. We're going to play a little game called Inside or Outside, and the answers to these questions will be either inside 8 or 20 and 22, or outside of 8 and 22. So we're going to go ahead and start out with you, Drew. How many players have worn the number 8 for the LA Kings? Is it in between 8 and 22 or outside of 8 and 22?
I would say in between.
It's actually outside. You're the 25th to wear the number 8 for the LA Kings. Same question for you, Trevor. How many players have worn number 22 for the LA Kings? Inside 8 and 22 or outside 8 and 22?
I'm going to say inside.
Again, outside. 28 players have worn 22 for the LA Kings. Wow. You guys obviously the best at both of your numbers. Drew, easy one for you. Your draft position, outside of 8 and 22 or in between 8 and 22?
Outside.
That's right. Number 2 overall in 2008. Same question for you, Trevor. Inside or outside?
Inside.
That's right. Number 17 in that 2006 draft. Here's one, Trevor, that maybe not as obvious. How many players named Lewis have played in the NHL? Sorry, with the last name of Lewis.
I'm going to say outside.
That is correct. 7 players in the NHL history have had the last name of Lewis. And final one for you, Drew. Number of Guelph Storm alumni that have played in the NHL.
Oh, it's for sure outside.
Yeah, it's 59. That's way outside. Drew, Trevor Lewis has a tendency to win the most unsung hero award. Is there something about him that makes him so unsung?
I don't know even really sure what unsung means, but I mean, he's just the reason he wins the award is because he's the ultimate team player, the ultimate worker, works really hard in the gym, off ice, works his bag off on the ice, can play any role that the team asks him to play. That's the reason he wins it, and obviously everyone loves him off the ice as a person, and he's obviously a great family man and someone to look up to for that too. That's why he wins it. The coaches can put him in any role. The players can all look up to him, and that's why he wins it.
Is it time to just name the award after him?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like I have voted him every year I've played with him. So, I mean, name it to Trevor Lewis.
Well, that's what we've been advocating, calling it the Trevor Lewis Award.
Just call it the R, actually. The R. If you guys didn't know his real name is R.
I'm sorry, his real
name? You probably think I'm messing with you, but this is true story.
What's the story behind this?
My full name is R. Trevor Lewis, like just the letter R. I don't know why. My dad blames it on my mom. My mom blames it on my dad. So I really don't know the whole story behind it, but if I sign like legal documents or anything, it's got to be R. Trevor Lewis. But no one really knew that until I turned pro and I got my first paycheck and it just said R. Lewis on it. And they were trying to figure out who it was. And then everyone kind of found out. So, that's my name.
I would have expected it to be for Randy Jr. maybe, but no, just the letter R?
Just the letter R, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, my dad blames it on my mom and my mom blames it on my dad. So,
wow.
Who knows the real story?
I'm going to guess the only NHL player in the league history with the first name R.
Yeah, probably. Probably the only person in the world.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to top that one. So, Drew Doughty, Trevor Lewis, two of my top 10 all-time favorite Kings, and I've been a fan of this franchise for many decades. Thank you guys both so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.